Oh yeah, this is Birds of Play. I don't know what episode it is, but it's a good one. We're talking about Persona 5 controversies, and we're talking about the Xbox One Scorpio. Let's go.
Everybody, take two, Birds of Play,
Season 2,
episode 12.
Probably.
I'm John Tyler McCrone, joined by
Pierce Turner.
and
Logan Anstead.
And a quick clothing update. I am wearing a
Pants.
tie under the shirt. I'll show you that during the credits.
But you are not wearing underwear.
Already buttoned it up. We
Commando.
have, as that man, that nice man in the intro said,
What a nice young man.
big announcement graphics.
That was me.
Xbox Scorpio.
Ta-da.
The tech details got released.
Xbox Scorpio
interesting.
Joe.
Xbox
So
Scorpio
exciting to so
Very
many people.
Jack it
My
off
God.
in front of kids
We're
on
gonna
UNF.
put up a
Whoa.
big thing that with a big list and like a link. To
Oh,
the
real
list
big
so
things
you can
going
see
up.
it.
A real big thing.
Right in front of your face.
Oh,
Scorpio-
right on my face. Big
The
things.
Scorpio, you're gonna get this, Pierce. The CPU has 8 cores.
Cores?
Outputting 2.3
Like the beer?
gigahertz. This compares
Oh.
to the PS4 Pro's 8 cores at 2.1, overclocked, by the way. Or no, not overclocked.
So let's
wait,
translate
wait.
what that means into
Okay, but
plain
you're
English.
you're the biggest nerd here.
Yeah.
Does that even mean anything to you?
Yeah, that means the CPU is comparable to the PS4 Pro in most situations, but in intensive situations, it can do a little bit better.
So does that mean games are going to look better, or they're going to run better?
That means they're going to run better. That's the CPU. They're going to run better because they're also.
But they're going to look about the same?
Well, I got to get the GPU.
Oh.
This
the
is,
GPU.
CPUs is performance of how
Yeah.
how quick stuff starts up.
Because the other
how
thing
much you have.
is the PS4
See, I've had
Pro,
sex, so I don't know what all this stuff means.
The PS4
Wow.
Pro had Jaguar cores. These are custom by 6 chords, so they're a little bit more efficient and everything, especially within the.
Did you say something about Jaguar?
Yeah, that's the
The
Jaguar.
Atari
cores.
Jaguar?
Yeah, the Atari Jaguar cores. There's
Remember
8
that
of them
thing? That thing was
inside the PS4
awesome.
Pro. Anyway, going on to the GPU, it has, now this one, it's a little bit more confusing for me because I'm not into GPUs. I'm reading 40 customized compute units at 1172 megahertz.
Can we get the GPU expert? Can we get James, the GPU expert of Spinnaker, in here real quick?
That's a lot of GPUs.
He said that's a lot of GPU.
All right, so let's instead of just
Yeah,
throwing
I'm-
out numbers.
I'm just gonna put the list up.
Okay, so there's
better.
there's 40
It's
there's
better.
40 for Xbox. What is PS4 Pro?
36.
Okay,
36
so those are the
at-
benchmarks.
So
911
four more
megahertz.
what?
4 more customized compute units. I don't know what that
What does that
means.
mean?
I don't know.
Does this mean anything?
Here's
We'll-
the thing.
we'll put up
To
a
the average person,
description.
this doesn't mean anything. What this all breaks down to is that the Xbox One Scorpio or the Xbox Scorpio,
I hope that's not
whatever
the
it's-
final name, by the way.
It probably won't be because it's the same thing as PSVR was Project Morpheus. It ended up
True.
being just PSVR.
But they did a cool thing. It was the Morpheus, Neo, and Trinity.
Yes, yeah, but Xbox isn't that cool.
No.
But no, we'll see.
Unless
in
it's
a
called the
in a
Xbox
reveal.
Rock. That would be awesome.
That would be terrible.
That'd be cool.
I
They're
also
naming it
wanna
after
say,
characters played by Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
That the Scorpio has a 4K optical drive.
Yes,
Not
that's
like
important.
not 4K just for video. This is just a standard. The standard drive
Mm-hmm.
is 4K. That means 4K gaming.
So how does that compare to the Pro?
The Pro
doesn't have
the Pro has a Blu-ray optical drive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this is like
So you're saying it'll
games.
play 4K DVDs?
it'll play
That
4K
the four-
DVDs
that the
and
PS4
4K
Pro
games.
doesn't.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
What we're talking about with the Xbox One Scorpio and what this all
4K
boils
gaming.
down to is a very high-end 4K gaming console and basically a mid-tier PC.
It has I don't know mid-tier. Like it has really good RAM, really good bandwidth. Like this is actually like except for the CPU.
In a lot of
honestly.
in a lot of regards, it's more powerful than the PC. Like I said, it's more powerful than the PC that I bought
Yeah.
last November for
Yeah.
$750, which raises
That's a
an
lot of
interesting
Wii U's.
It's a lot of Wii U's.
which raises an interesting
It's even more
point.
drugs.
How much do you think it'll release at if it has all this right
well,
now?
that's the other thing I want to talk about. With this release, we just got specs, which sure, for some people, that's important. But as Pierce keeps joking about, it's actually a really good point.
Oh, I'm not joking.
Most people don't give a crap.
No,
Yeah.
most
about
people don't give two
specs.
shits. If it doesn't have
Exactly.
games, if it doesn't have...
There's no games, there's no release date, there's no price.
Well, it's. I mean,
like-
we don't... Well, the release date is fall 2017,
right,
right?
but that can always be changed. You know?
Sure.
It's
I'm
like
sure
it's
But
like a
consoles
December-
usually
yeah,
don't get...
They usually don't.
It'll
So-
probably be November.
Yeah, exactly. But what's the price going to be?
500.
500.
Honestly, like
I'm thinking 400.
I don't think
here's
so.
the thing. they could go the PS3 route where they sell it for $400 and they take that massive loss on each unit because they do need to get back in the game. It has been a while since they've been anywhere close to the top of the console race. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, like, this shit is expensive.
If they sell this for $500, really they're shooting themselves in the dick.
Well, I think it needs to, like, I'm going to say this, I think it kind of needs to be at the $500 price point. Because something we saw with the Wii U, there's a lot of good hardware in there, and it was priced at, $300, really cheap. But as we're kind of saying now over the months after its release, there's kind of shoddy construction.
Are you talking about the Switch?
Some things. I'm talking about the Switch, yeah.
Yeah, you said the Wii U.
Oh, I said the Wii U?
Yeah.
His jokes got me. But we're seeing, like, if it's left in the dock, it's starting to warp. Mm-hmm. And that's either from the dock.
But is
not
this
being
new
made
console
correctly, the battery.
Is it even good enough to be a next-gen console that sells for $500?
Definitely.
Really? Like, is it that much better than the original Xbox One?
The problem is going to be convincing console players to pay a $500 price. If you're talking about, like, if they have the option to make this basically a streamlined Windows PC and they make the UI changes to make it like that, like I said, right now a lot of those components are more powerful than what's in mine, and because they're building it this one system, it's essentially like those boutique PC makers who get all these parts and they can make it really cheap.
But this is a console for console
gamers.
Well,
exactly.
PC gamers are not going to buy this.
Well, actually, they kind of might. Because making a 4K comparable PC would be more expensive than $500.
They're just going to buy a better PC.
But here's the thing.
It's like twice as, 3 times as
Are you
expensive.
going to buy it?
I might, actually.
Both of you had good points, though, because a PC player isn't going to look into this because they already have their PC.
If they already have one.
Yes, and a lot of the Xbox first-party games through the Xbox Play Anywhere system have been released on both Xbox One and on PC for some
Windows 10
reason.
and Xbox One exclusive.
Okay, here's the problem. When you do that, you give people no reason to buy your console. You give them absolutely no reason to buy your console because the reason you buy consoles nowadays is for the exclusive. The reason you choose PS4 over Xbox One may be for different reasoning, but if you're going to jump
it's
from
for
PC,
knack.
But if you have a PC and you're looking to get a console, you're going to buy the console that has the better exclusive or the ones that your friends are on because they're playing those.
I'm going to say this,
coming soon.
Just technically speaking, the jump from a Blu-ray compatible device, like natively Blu-ray compatible, even the Xbox One S isn't native 4K.
No, it's upscaling.
Yeah, it's upscaling. Jumping from that to a native 4K device, just technologically speaking, is huge.
Do enough people even have 4K TVs?
That's the thing. It's becoming the new standard. You could say that before. It's like, who has a Blu-ray player? Everybody now.
Well,
it's the new standard.
Yeah, but
4K's
Blu-ray also came out in 2007.
I mean, it takes a little bit, but this is one of those big pushes. And the other thing is, like, a $500 box that can play games and do movies, both at 4K capability. That is, if it's at $500, that's extremely impressive.
But if it's at $400, then they might have something going for them. And I really do think it's gonna be $400.
But I think like there could be some shoddy construction work there.
The thing,
as we saw with the
here's the deal. I can't imagine they're going to do shoddy construction after what happened with the Xbox 360 and the Red Ring debacle.
Probably.
If anything, I would advise them to do the thing where they take a loss on each system. And they do that because they need to get back in this. They're not in a Nintendo situation where the Switch is a make or break for them in terms of finances. But Microsoft hasn't been too happy with the Xbox division anyway, because Microsoft, unlike Sony, makes more from basically everything else than they do from their console maker. For Sony, PlayStation is the driving revenue source. So they have a lot more to risk and they have a lot more to put into it. For Microsoft, the Xbox brand is kind of just something they have. And it's something that's bolstered their Windows 10 lineup and something that's bolstered their game suite, but it's not something that's going to be one of their main priorities going forward.
And another thing that we talked about a little bit, games. Games are going to be the thing that
if Rise 2 is a release title for Xbox Scorpion, then I'm getting it.
Then I'm getting it. But the other thing is, like, if they come out E3 this year and they say, okay, here's the Scorpio, which is somewhat likely because they release specs for it, so that means they have it made, mostly. They say, here's a Scorpio, and here's freaking Todd Howard or something.
Okay, wait a minute.
Playing Red Dead 2
I just
on
realized
stage.
Todd Howard playing Red Dead.
In 4K?
Those are two different companies.
I know, it's a joke.
It's like a cinematic universe crossover.
But playing Red Dead 2 in 4K, like, if it works fine, that would sell me.
Okay, wait a minute.
Why?
What if this console is actually shaped like a Scorpion? That would be, everybody would buy it.
You asked, what would you ask?
Okay.
You seems like you didn't take that seriously.
So you have, the Scorpion thing is really dumb. You have the PS4 and the PS4 Pro, right, that are set to run Red Dead and all those games that are coming out for that. The reason why you're going to buy an Xbox One Scorpio, like we said, is the games. But it has to be games willing to justify a possible $150, $250 price point higher than what the PS4 is. The PS4 already has a dedicated user base. The games
4K.
The games won't be subjected to this whole tweaking thing where they're still figuring out the system UI and all this stuff. You have less of a worry and concern, and it's just a better entry point for someone like you who only does PC gaming right now. So like, I know a lot of people who like Red Dead is their thing, and they're really excited for Red Dead Redemption 2, but it's not coming out on PC, so they're like, you know what? I'm gonna get a PS4. There's no reason to get a Scorpio.
Well, I was even saying,
they're already in bed with PlayStation with that one.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I wasn't even saying like just having Red Dead. I'm saying like a Red Dead like caliber and category of game.
No, absolutely.
Running at 4K like very efficiently on a Scorpio.
Yeah.
That'd be a huge
That'd be a
convincer.
huge thing. But does that
immediate convincer?
But does that convince someone to throw out $500 on the
I think
console?
as
Or
we've
400.
seen in the past, people, and I don't want to say this like as a disingenuous thing, people who buy consoles regularly will just do it, even if it's bad. People bought the Ouya, you know?
Yeah.
Nobody bought the Ouya.
A lot of people bought the Ouya.
Not a lot of people. But
Nobody bought the
$8 million in funding.
PS4 Pro.
But there's a difference.
Actually, I do know.
There's a difference for this stuff, okay? Because like Xbox One was very successful from the get-go. They're still successful by a normal console generation standards. The fact is, they're going up against the PS4, so they're just dwarfed by it. Like there's no comparison.
I
there.
think if they can hit 4K right, they can blow.
What if
But
it comes
PS5
with a
probably.
statue of Scorpion from Mortal Kombat?
Oh my god.
I think if they can nail 4K, they can just blow PlayStation out of the water.
But the thing is, like, are we ready for that? Or is I know it's
Is
I
the
know
world
it's
ready for 4K?
I know it's where we're
Nope.
going.
They're not, because they
you
don't have
s-
TVs.
Like you said, Blu-ray came out in 2007, but that didn't sell PS3s because the price was too egregious. Blu-rays really caught on in the early 2010s because that's when people started getting
when
the
Garden State
technology,
Blu-ray came out.
and everybody had the HD TVs. The PS3s shipped with composite cables.
Yeah.
You know
like,
what my first
people
Blu-ray
don't
movie
care.
was? Spider-Man 3.
Of course it was.
Came with my PS3.
Oh god.
Yep.
But
Also
no,
came with Transformers the
but-
game.
Really, that's a good.
So
deal.
shitty,
It's the same
shitty
reason-
bundle.
That's a good
it's the
deal.
same reason PS4 Pro hasn't sold a lot. The only reason to own a PS4 Pro is if you have a 4K TV.
Well, I mean, the other thing about the PS4 Pro, at least like looking at it just once again speaking technically, it's okay. Here's a PS4. It can do Blu-ray and all that stuff, and here's a PS4 Pro. It can kind of upscale 4K half the time. What's the point?
Well, no, it's
you know?
it runs 4K games fine, but
It doesn't run 4K games.
No.
It can run 4K movies.
It's not native
but
4K.
it upscales it.
no, we're talking the PS4 Pro, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It runs games, but not movies.
No, it can run movies, not games.
No, you're wrong. He's
I'm
right.
wrong?
Yeah.
It
There's
can run
there's
4K
no there's
games?
no
That would be really bad.
there's no 4K Blu-ray reader for movies or whatever. You can play games that are upscaled that are 2K to look like 4K. Like
Okay.
it's not
Okay.
true native 4K on
Okay.
PS4
It's a
Pro.
mess. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
It
But this is
looks
this is
fine
the thing.
in
If
HD.
you're a graphics person, that's your main concern. You're buying a PC. You can buy a $500 PC right now.
But it can't run 4K. $500 PC cannot run 4K.
You'd be surprised.
It can't run it well.
It
And
can't run it well.
It can't run a game like Red Dead well. And here's the thing: like, have you guys like seen native 4K stuff?
Yeah.
It's like I don't. It's
Oh,
it's beyond
it's
amazing.
fantastic. Is it worth me upgrading my entire setup for a
I
game when
think
I'm already
so.
broke? No.
Well,
Nah.
when you're broke, because you spend all your money on Wii U's.
It's true.
Of
He has like
course.
8 Wii U's now. What about this? What if the Scorpio comes? No, hear me out.
I'm gonna answer this.
No,
one.
no,
I'm
no.
gonna
What if the
answer this one.
Scorpio comes with the jacket that Ryan Gosling wears in Drive with the Scorpion on it?
Of course.
Oh,
Are you kidding?
God.
How is that? a
I would-
question?
I would actually.
I'd
get
have
it.
to
How's that a
pre-order.
question?
I'd have to
Like,
pre-order.
$600. Let's go.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so that's all. That's all I
Yeah.
want to say about the stupid.
That's all I want to say about Scorpio.
We'll find out more in the coming months, and especially E3 will be a
Hopefully,
big
we'll
thing.
find out more. in
They
the
have to
comments.
focus on games, though.
Nintendo
Yeah.
Switch still sucks.
The specs are great.
It's getting better.
They have to focus on games.
Yeah, they have to.
That
focus on
has to be
games.
the thing, because the reason the Xbox One failed is because they didn't focus on games.
Before we cut the break, real quick, I have 5 seconds to talk about.
Nope.
Boruto report. Boruto anime is good. Watch it. All right, cut the break before they kill me.
Weeb report.
Weeb report.
Here's your
Weeb
the
review.
waifu bait of the week.
How many Boruto?
You can intro it.
Welcome back to Birds of Play,
Season 2.
episode whatever. Persona 5.
Yeah, we got some Persona 5 news. Really not about something I never thought we'd talk about, Persona game. But we're not really talking about the game. We're talking
That's
about
like your thing. You're a weeboo and a nerd.
we're talking about a controversy that happened within the Persona
Controversy?
5 community. Atlas did a bad thing.
Why are you saying it like
Atlas.
Atlas.
Atlas did a bad thing.
No, essentially, Persona 5 came out this week.
That came out.
Good,
much
good ratings, great reviews.
Much, was it hype?
Hoopla.
Much
Do you guys
Lots
know
of
anybody that
hoopla.
says Persona?
No.
Persona?
Persona 5?
No,
Those people are
'cause
bad.
I
Those
don't
aren't real
know,
people.
idiots.
Anyway, what did Atlas do?
Atlas. I can't say it like that.
Atlas,
Um,
creators of Catherine,
Oh, that's true. very
and
true.
Dark Souls.
They made a cutoff point. They sent out a letter basically to streamers and YouTubers and industry influencers that you can only stream Persona 5 up to a certain point.
Yep.
For spoiler reasons, which
The
you
Nintendo
can
moves.
take this either way, that either you understand this as they're trying to protect people from spoilers truly, and I do think that was Atlas's intention, but a lot of people are taking this as, hey, we're going to restrict streamers, that way more people can buy our game. And obviously that's a reason that you would want to restrict it, but this policy is not something that's very agreeable.
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
I kind of agree with it a little bit, like with not wanting to spoil anything, but it's also like there are particular like YouTube channels that don't do it on a streaming basis. They just do it on like on an episode basis. I think they're a little bit more like they should kind of like let them.
But here's the thing. This isn't an embargo thing. If this was an embargo thing, like if this was before the game was released, sure. This is, if you stream past a certain point, which I've heard is pretty damn early on,
it's like
we're
an
copyright
hour or
striking
two
your
in.
copyright striking your channel.
Which is bad.
Is
We're
that
gonna
so?
take
Wait,
down your,
so-
your content.
Twitch streams get taken
Twitch
down, but
streams,
do
YouTube channels.
YouTube like Let's Plays get taken down?
Yep.
They've taken down entire channels apparently.
Yep.
Wow. You
Yeah.
sure?
Yep. Two best
'Cause
friends
mine didn't
play.
get taken down. I streamed the whole game.
Two best friends play.
That's not true.
They're doing like the whole game, or they were going to. Now they can only release 3 parts, which is about an hour
No.
and a half, because they would get copyright strikes.
I mean,
taken
I
down.
absolutely
And they're pretty
understand that.
big.
Like,
But you can release parts of the game,
yeah.
right?
like the first like hour.
If
and a half or
if
so.
there's any content from that other point,
It's
they said
gone.
to prevent spoilers, it's because they don't want people doing what they do with games like Until Dawn and Telltale games, where there's a bunch of choice
And-
options and just watching the whole thing. instead
I
of
mean,
buying it.
honestly, to give their credit, like that's how I've played a lot of
Yeah, that's.
like single player
I
games.
mean, honestly, I don't see a big deal about
yeah,
it.
because like I'm not like Until Dawn. Sorry to cut you off.
No, it's
Until
fine.
Dawn
fine.
is a game I'm not gonna
No,
play.
it's fine.
because it's a one-time thing. So I'm just gonna watch somebody else play it. You know, like that's me. I'm not gonna buy it.
Here's the thing. I
As you're
understand.
I wasn't saying anything of importance ever.
I understand that stuff like that happens. Like, Let's Plays are a big thing. There are channels dedicated to just streaming the entirety of a game or whatever, or like, adding that kind of content. The point is, like, the reason why a lot of those don't get taken down is because they add to it. Like, horrible example, because he's an awful person after the whole gambling thing, but T. Martin has, like, his entire second channel. Like, I remember seeing him stream Uncharted 4, right?
Right.
He streamed the entirety of Uncharted Story, a very heavily story-based
We'll talk
game.
about this show.
You know,
We'll talk about this show.
a very heavily story-based game, right?
Yeah.
But because he added in his own takes, his own reactions, and things like
I
that,
mean, that's why you
and
watch
adding that content,
YouTubers.
yeah. And so that I think stuff like that is okay, and that's some of the stuff they're targeting. They're not targeting people who just go, or whatchamacallit. They're not out just to get the people who are like, I'm going to upload this entire game
Right.
in its entirety and not add any content. I'm just going to put the gameplay up there, because that I feel like is wrong. That is like a wrong thing. You can't just, especially with games like Until Dawn and Telltale, like we're talking about, like the value of the game comes from your personal experience of playing it. And I'm not someone who watches somebody plays and is like, oh, I get that experience. Like, I'll do that if I want to see what the game's about or what some of the mechanics are. But I'm not going to continue to do that.
Well, there are some YouTubers that put up like Metal Gear Solid the movie, for example, where they skip the gameplay and they just have cutscenes from the whole
Yes.
series. It's like a
Which
10-hour
is-
Which
video.
I also feel like is really bad.
It's disingenuous.
Like that's horrible. But I don't think that excuses what Atlas did here in terms of cutting people off for this. Like,
I mean,
it doesn't make sense.
like
to me.
my viewpoint once again is that they're kind of right. If streamers and YouTubers do these kind of things, it kind of does hurt sales. Just because I've seen a lot of people, like, if it's a one-time through game, it's a story-heavy game, people won't buy it because they can just watch somebody they like playing
This game
it. But
has-
the other thing is, you can just go to Wikipedia.
This game has 100 hours of content. The first day that a game releases, almost every hidden clue, hidden cheat, every detail about a game is on the
But
internet.
that's the thing.
If you want,
What if Atlas can stop it?
but no, the thing is, you're not going
He
to.
can't keep getting away with this.
All this has done is encourage people to put more crap up. All that's done is do.
Maybe
because-
that was
Well,
their
yeah, but then
goal
they get
all
taken down.
along.
Well, but
They
no,
want to take down YouTube.
no, they've.
It's like the
started
new
to return
Coke
this.
thing.
Oh my god. Have a Pepsi.
Yeah.
No, but it's like every other company has learned that streamers and YouTubers and industry
Nintendo hasn't.
influencers Well, except for Nintendo. Yeah, there's a few key exceptions, but almost everyone has learned this lesson.
I think a lot of
that
our show is
do,
except for Nintendo.
all they've done is realize that these people only help sell your game, right?
That is true.
It pushes your game towards a wider audience, like stuff like I think of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. That's a game that's blowing up on Steam right now.
That's not story driven.
I know, but
to be fair.
I'm just making an example, dude.
Okay.
Like because
Calm down.
streamers have been using it because they sent out codes for that. It's the same thing with Rocket League and how that got sent out. Because streamers did it and because industry influencers were playing it, people gravitated towards it. People wouldn't have known about that crap
That's true.
if industry insiders hadn't been playing it. And the same thing goes for Persona. Some kid who watches whoever on YouTube sees his favorite streamer or his favorite YouTuber go, I really like this Persona game. Let's play a little bit so I can show you what it is.
You know what? I've changed my mind. I think it is bad that they block the streaming because anybody. Because
Was
anybody.
he with me before?
I don't remember who I was with. So
You both were, yeah.
So whoever wants to avoid spoilers just won't watch those streams.
Yeah.
So the streamers should be able to
Look,
allow.
I'm not saying that it's completely against the law to try to protect your intellectual property, but the point is the gaming industry has been like this for quite some time.
That's true.
And you have to move with the times, or you look like Nintendo and you're idiots and nobody streams your
Even
games.
though you made a really great game, that everybody's
Yeah.
giving 10 out of 10.
But here's the thing, Nintendo has the stupid partnership crap on YouTube. It gets all this flack for it, and I think Nintendo sells less consoles because you don't have that community on YouTube that's like constantly pushing Nintendo.
But they kind of already.
That's why they sell less consoles.
But no, yeah, that's not the only reason.
Like every time a new Nintendo console comes out, you see people playing it anyway, and it's fantastic.
No, absolutely. But look at their numbers compared to PlayStation, and look at their first-party games. The amount that Horizon
And
Zero Dawn.
Nintendo
is
consoles does not come with the drive jacket.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
Horizon
fact.
Zero Dawn apparently is outselling The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, and it's on 2 consoles.
Apparently.
And Zelda has had what 20 plus releases. Horizon Zero Dawn's a new IP. I get there's a lot of factors in that, but like, I mean, the proof is kind of in the pudding.
This
here.
happened with Skyward Sword too, and Uncharted 3.
Yeah.
And Persona 4.
If you allow people to
No.
promote your games, you're
Nope.
going to sell more.
Came out in 2004.
Yep.
Wait, what did?
Persona 4.
Came out a long ass time ago.
Yeah.
But
That's why it's such a hot release. It's a hot game.
This is a
And
PS2
so
game.
I think people were going to buy it anyway if you were really anticipating Persona.
Well, I
There's no
also
reason to
think
block this.
it's kind of like once again for some people it's like, well, I was gonna watch this guy play it, but now that I can't, I still want to know the story.
You're going to
so
watch
screw it, I'll just
100
buy it.
hours of gameplay of Persona 5.
Hell yeah!
No, you're not.
Hell
How much
yeah!
free time do you have on your hands?
I watch it in the car.
That's dangerous.
Bump it.
Well, I'm not driving.
I'm not bumping that.
Distracted
I'm not driving with you anyway. This
I
is
don't do that.
episode
I don't do that.
12 of season 2 of Birds of Play.
Birds of Play. Today we're gonna play some games all day.
That's Pierce.
Actually, we're not. I'm
That's
Logan.
Logan.
Yeah.
And I'm John.
We're saying bye. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later.
Join us next time where we'll be talking about the Nintendo Switch U, and we're gonna be telling why it's actually the best console ever made.
Birds of Play, man.
And John's gonna tell you his favorite drugs. What is your favorite drug?
Huh?
What's your favorite drug?
I have the most hated drug.
What's your most hated drug?
Cocaine.
Why?
Why?
It's too bad.
What about
It's
black
too
tar
bad?
heroin?
Yeah. It's too easy to get, so kids get addicted to it.
I love black tar heroin.
You know we're still recording.
Never mind, Mom.
This is all gonna get cut.
If you're watching this,
Cut like a cook.
I watch anime. I'm